Hello everyone, what is going on? I am Mark the Great and I am back with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about someone. And by the title, I think you guys know who I'm talking about. And I'm not really going to make my original style video today, as I'll be talking about a pretty serious topic, that being death. For some older football fans, this would probably affect you more than the younger fans out there. If you have not watched or kept up with any news, allow me to fill you in. On July 30th, 2019, which was for me a couple days ago, Hall of Fame linebacker Nick Buoniconti died from repetitive brain trauma at the age of 78. Now, I actually knew about Nick Buoniconti previously before the recent news about his death, as I learned about him when I was doing research for my top 10 best defenses video, which happens to be the first video on this channel, and if you want to watch that video, then I have a card on the top right so you can go watch it. Anyways, I mentioned the 1973 Dolphins as an honorable mention, and that's when I heard his name. And to be honest with you guys, I thought his last name was really cool, and plus we were born in the same place in Springfield, Massachusetts, so that made me more intrigued, so I did more research on him alone, and I found out about his documentary, The Many Lives of Nick Buoniconti, and I was amazed at how I never heard of this guy prior. I was able to watch highlights of him playing, and I was amazed on how he played, and his leadership abilities and ability to tackle was unreal. And hearing about what happened to his son and his activities off the field and on it are extraordinary to say the least. When hearing the news about his death, I immediately went to YouTube for some reason and searched up his name, and how no other YouTuber was talking about this, and the only people covering it was just news sources, which I can't stand when news sites try to cover sports because their lack of knowledge to the topic is horrible, and plus they're so negative about it too. I was able to get in contact with a few friends of mine, and I mentioned his name, and none of them knew or cared about what he did. And right there, it just baffled me on how many football fans just don't care about the past players, and it's so weird. I mean, don't get me wrong, I never saw Nick Buoniconti play live, as he played around 50 years before I was born, but still have tons of respect for the guy on and off the field. And I strongly recommend you watch The Many Lives of Nick Buoniconti, as it's pretty good and will give you a good idea of his career and life. But I am making this video so hopefully a fan searches his name and finds this video actually covering his story and career and actually gets something out of this. But you never know, it may not get any views or likes, but that is okay. But if you happen to like this video and possibly learn something new about Nick Buoniconti, then drop a like, and if you are new to the channel, then consider subscribing to the channel, and if you can, share this video and spread some of the knowledge. And without further ado, on to the story of Nick Buoniconti. Nick Buoniconti was born on December 15, 1940 in Springfield, Massachusetts. His mom was Pasqualina Mercolino and his father was Anthony Buoniconti Sr. Both of his parents were Italian, hence the last name, and they both ran a bakery in the south end of Springfield, which was predominantly Italian during that time. Nick was raised Roman Catholic and attended Cathedral High School and played football as well. He did really well and got to play at the University of Notre Dame in 1958. Although he did play pretty well, he did not really shine until his junior year in 1960. He was second on his team for tackles, and in 1961 he led the team in tackles with 74. Along with that, he was awarded with co-captain of the Fighting Irish, which led him to be rewarded with the second team all-selections from UPI, TSN, and the Football Coaches Association. Not to mention, in his senior year in 1961, he was the only player on his team to be All-American. Now, even though that was impressive to a lot of people, it's not really impressed the NFL scouts at the time, and claiming that he was too small to play linebacker. Now, I just wanted to make a side comment here. At the time, Buoniconti was 5'11" and 220 pounds, and although that fits the mold of today's NFL linebacker, it did not fit back then. I mean, back then you had to be above 6'3" and 250 plus pounds in order to play linebacker, especially middle linebacker who plays the middle of the field. But that comment did not stop Nick, as he later declared for the AFL draft in 1962. And yes, this was a time where the NFL and AFL were split, just to be clear here. And in the 13th round, he was selected by the Boston Patriots. Oh, and another thing to mention here, in Notre Dame, he actually played both offensive tackle on offense and played middle linebacker on defense. And when he got drafted, he officially switched to middle linebacker. In 1962, Buoniconti made an immediate impact on the team, getting a lot of tackles and 2 interceptions. Now, I just want to say that I looked on every statistical website I could find and cannot find how many tackles he actually got. I I just don't think they recorded sacks and tackles just because it goes too far back. But let's move on. He managed to earn the team's Rookie of the Year as well. However, in 1963, he starts to kick it into high gear as he manages to get a Pro Bowl that year and help the Boston Patriots win the Eastern Division title. But believe me, it does not stop there. From 1964 to 1969, Buoniconti was considered the best linebacker in the AFL, making the Pro Bowl 4 straight times until an injury year in 1968, but had a crazy bounce back season in 1969. Making it back to the Pro Bowl, he also got 4 straight all-team pro selections as well, which shows how dominant he really was. And even in his injury year in 1968, he still made second team AFL as he only played 8 games. And for stats, the only stat I could really say here is he got 24 interceptions with his time in Boston. And you gotta think, he had 32 interceptions in his whole career. So with the Patriots, he was no joke. Things changed for Buoniconti when he was traded to the Miami Dolphins in 1969, and things just started to go up from there. In his first year with the Dolphins, he managed to make the Pro Bowl as well as the first team All-Pro selection. In 1972, he was the cornerstone of the undefeated Dolphins team. Now, think this. Buoniconti was the leader of one of the best defenses of all time. Now, you gotta give him credit for that. And in 1973, he led the team in tackles with 162, which was still a team record. He also won 2 straight Super Bowls in 1972 and 1973. It was named to the Pro Bowl both of those years. I would say his last good season was in 1974, where he was able to get 2 interceptions. After that, he retired in 1975 just to come back for one more season and will officially retire from the league at the end of the 1976 season. In the end, Buoniconti racked up 8 Pro Bowls, 5 first-team All-Pros, and a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and also was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2001, cementing his legacy forever. Well, I would not say this happened after his career, but why not? Let's go. Buoniconti, during his years with the Patriots, he actually took law school and became an agent for 30 different athletes, including athletes like Bucky Dent and Andre Dawson for some time. Buoniconti also starred in the famous Miller Lite commercial, Do You Know Me? I am not going to show it in this video, but there's a link in the description if you want to check it out. But let's talk about more serious matters Buoniconti faced. So let's talk about his son, Mark Buoniconti, who actually got paralyzed during a college football game in 1985. And ever since then, Nick Buoniconti spent a lot of his time and money trying to find a cure for paralysis, and even opened up the Miami Fund and the Buoniconti Fund, which does research in both neurological brain problems and CTE, along with finding the cure to paralysis. Last thing I want to mention is he also was facing a lot of neurological problems and openly shared to the public, and mentions about how he had CTE during the later years of his life. And because of that, on November 3rd, 2017, Buoniconti would donate his brain to be studied for the CTE research when he died. Now, I don't 100% know about this too much due to the fact that he just recently passed. I believe Buoniconti had CTE and psychologically damaged him permanently, and it's even more apparent when he had the press conference when he announced he was going to donate his brain to CTE research. In this conference, he broke into tears, talking about how he was not the man he once was and how this was a hard journey for him to endure. It actually was kind of hard to watch because he was such a tough figure, and watching someone like him broken down and in shambles, it was moving to me yet uncomfortable at the same time. But at this point, I talked about everything. I talked about his early life and his NFL career and his post, and we reached this point. He is gone now, but the work he accomplished is not, and the legacy lives on both on and off the field. I wish his family the best, and he will always be admired in Canton, Ohio on the field, and he'll be admired by the future of CTE research off the field. Nick Buoniconti, rest in paradise. I just want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'm glad you were able to take the time out of your day to learn about Nick Buoniconti, or at least a little more about him that you may have not known about. If you can drop a like on this video, that would be appreciated, and if you can share this video with someone, that would be fantastic. And if you are new to the channel, then consider subscribing to the channel, as I make videos like these weekly, and you would just make my week. And to all the people that subscribe to this channel, I just want to give a quick thanks for the support, and I truly won't forget it. But I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.